what's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and yeah, today it's time for me to give my final verdict for another brand new mouse from ASUS, their Republic of Gamers lineup, and it is going to be the Pugio II. So a new revision from the Pugio lineup, right? And I wasn't a real fan of the first one, the first model. It looked kind of odd, and I did try the mouse out and it didn't feel quite that good. But this here is a whole nother story. So if you're interested in my thoughts and my opinions and my verdict, then stick around. And I'm gonna leave the my own Amazon link for the Pugio II down below in the comment section if it's up in Amazon. I'm gonna edit the description link later on when it actually is available there. But anyway, where to begin? The MSRP is about 110 euros or 110 US dollars if you're living in the great country of United States of America, right? But overall, I mean, the mouse itself is a pretty interesting mouse, and I really love their new style, their angle of attack for the style, for the design job. So exactly as with the ROG Chakram that I did a review as well a short while ago. You can check that video out as well. It's using the transparent black design for the mouse itself, and it's a ambidextrous mouse, meaning it's meant for both the right or the left hand, right? So pretty much it's a good mouse for a family home, I guess, for a family PC, right? So if one person is, left-handed, they can, get a good feel for the mouse. And of course, all those left-handed people out there, right, constantly not getting a decent mouse to use, right, because everything is made for the right hand, then this fits pretty well for both hands. Now, it's definitely not as comfortable as the Chakram because it's made for your hand, right, for your right hand. But ambidextrous design, I mean, it's decent, but nothing really amazing, right? Because it has to, fit perfectly well, right, for both hands. Then again, I mean, the design job, right, is absolutely amazing, right? And it has some pretty neat features as well. So, like with the Chakram, you can take off the top cover via a magnet slide, and both of the mouse buttons on both sides are connected via magnets. So you can actually remove the mouse buttons, right? And you can then screw the screw that is inside the button. You can screw it really in and stick it in the button placement area, right? And it doesn't click anymore, but it's still connected via the magnet thanks to that small screw, right? But if you want to use the buttons, right, you screw the screw a little bit, further off from the mouse button, right, so you can click on the button. What is amazing here is if you're using it in your left hand, right, you can disable the mouse buttons on the other side of your hand, right? So it's perfect for both hands, right? So you can use the side buttons if you wish. Now, I personally feel that the side buttons are not as well built as some of my older mice that I used from Pugio's Zoe lineup, which are highly praised from pro players out there, right, as one of the best mice out there, right? And they have really nice, huge side buttons that are really soft to push, right? And you get a really nice feel for the click. Right here, and also with the Chakram, right, the mouse buttons I feel that could, be improved in the future revisions. They're too small, and they, the click isn't that satisfying, right? It's not as easy to click on it versus, some Pugio Zoe lineup mice or something like that, right? That have like really huge buttons, right? And yeah, when you're playing with the mouse, right, it's not as easy to click on these buttons, right? But of course, if you're doing some regular browsing stuff and you use side buttons there, it's perfectly fine. But then again, I do hope that they improve the side buttons in the future. And I did use a mousepad for a second as well, ASUS's ROG Scabbard, which is a pretty large mousepad for both the keyboard and the mouse, right? Which costs around like 50 euros, right? So if you're interested, I'll leave a link down below in the comment sections for my Amazon link. But my desk here is just so perfect. I never use any mousepad because, you know, mousepads tend to wear off over time, right? Get dirty and stuff like that, and well, my table is just perfect. Now, moving on from the design job, right? I mean, it does have ASUS's Aura Sync RGB going on. You can change it out in the ROG Armory software, and you can even customize the ROG logo that, you know, is glowing through the transparent backside of the mouse, right? Now they do provide us with a blank, you know, canvas pretty much, right, for the logo spot, right? But I don't really know what they exactly think that we're gonna do with them. You know, do we use a marker and, you know, do some weird sketch on it or something like that, right? So maybe they could, you know, add some custom, you know, logos, like a first-person shooters logo or some, you know, something, you know, with the mouse that is already, you know, prefabricated in the factory, right? So hopefully, yeah, they'll add something like that in the future. But I guess you can, you know, use a printer or something like that and print stuff on a regular sheet of paper and maybe use it like that, because it is a really thin plastic part that is on the logo there, right? I don't see any problem using you know, a regular paper and then glowing the RGB stuff through that. Whew. Anyway, moving on. I mean, as you can see, it is a wireless mouse as well, right? It uses the USB Wi-Fi dongle, and it's also a Bluetooth mouse. So you can use either Bluetooth connection, Wi-Fi connection, or wired USB Type-C, which is amazing. I really love that. Thing is, for whatever weird reason, the mouse is using like a socket for the USB Type-C without any real reason. If you look at the Chakram's USB Type-C connection, right, there's no real hole here, right? But if you look at the Pugio II, it has like this huge hole, a socket in there, right? Why that is bad is you can't use every USB Type-C cable out there that you have, right? And you know, yeah, of course, ASUS provides us a nice little USB Type-C cable, right, which perfectly fits there, right? But if we lose it, or, you know, it wears down over years or whatever, right, maybe we forget to, you know, bring the cable with us, right, and we want to use a random cable, right, it doesn't fit in the mouse. I don't know why they did that decision. It's kind of weird. Anyway, that's the only small downside of the mouse for me, I guess. But overall, I mean, a pretty decent mouse, and I've had a lot of fun testing it out. I did try out how long the battery lasts as well. Now, I didn't feel that it has the same amount of battery than my Chakram had, but I'd say like it lasted like a good 3 to 4 days of use, right? So then I just had to take the cable and charge it like an hour or something, and it was full already. So that's pretty neat. You can check the battery percentage in the ROG Armory software, right? And if you hook up the mouse cable, it, you know, lets you know when the battery is full. And also, if you unhook the cable, it will start blinking red. The RGB will start blinking red, right? To let you know that the battery percentage is 25%, and maybe it's time for you to, you know, recharge your battery, right? Anyway, another little small thing that, you know, is a nice thing to see here with this mouse, right, is it does come with some additional switches, right? Additional Omron switches that you can switch out really easily. Just 2 screws to unscrew. Kind of weird because, you know, with Chakram again, coming back to the Chakram, which is a freaking insane mouse, the best mouse I have ever used, right? This didn't need any screwdriver for me to get the mouse buttons off, and it doesn't, you know, fly anywhere. It's all magnets. Now this, the Pugio II, right, has 2 screws in there, so you need to unscrew those to get into touching distance of the mouse switches themselves, right? And they can then, you know, really easily be switched out. Also, it does come with some extra mouse buttons on the side, so you can switch those out and see what fits you the most. But then again, yeah, as I said earlier, you know, I feel that they need to, you know, redo the mouse buttons a little bit bigger or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of gonna conclude my quick little review here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, if you have any questions for this mouse, please leave them down below in the comment section. I'll be sure to, you know, answer them if I can, right? But overall, a really amazing mouse, and I'm gonna be giving it a decent 9 out of 10. And yeah, the only negative thing that I could see is maybe, you know, make the mouse buttons a little bit easier to use and easier to click by making them bigger, right? And yeah, what's up with the socket, right, for the USB Type-C cable, right? We need to have a really thin cable so it can actually, you know, go inside the mouse and into the socket, right? So I feel that wasn't necessary. But overall, other than that, amazing mouse, right? ROG is doing a really incredible job with their recent mouse lineup, right? And yeah, I can't wait. Maybe they'll implement something like this also in the keyboard lineup, which is kinda a little bit behind from the mouse quality stuff that we've seen from these new mice from ASUS. Anyway, a decent purchase overall, right? And if you're, you know, a lefty, definitely check this mouse out if you can. As always, right? If you're buying anything, try them out in the shop, right? Put your hand on it and see if the size fits you correctly, right? It's really hard to, you know, give you a really good idea how big or how well does it sit in your hand, right? Because everybody is different, right? But I do have average sized hand. I'm an average sized person, a little bit under 6 feet tall. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me right now. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Ciao for now.